Hello and welcome everyone to ECC TV's It's Playtime. I'm Fraser Dodds and shall we say hello to the toys? This is Ted and all his group of friends. What's that? Come on, Amelia. We can only eat the cakes after the show. So, haven't I got a show for all you today? What's that? You want to know what's on the table? Well, can you see what's on the table, children? Yep, that's right. Those are cakes on a lovely cake stand. Aren't they just lovely? Now, today's show is all about baking and decorating cakes. Do you know how to bake a cake? I mean, I personally think baking cakes is such fun. Would you like to hear a story about making cakes? You would? You all would? Great. Well, today, children, we have the author, Janey Louise Jones, to read one of her Princess Poppy stories from one of the cottages in Honeypot Hill. So, let's fly off to Honeypot Hill now for story time.
Hi, I'm Janey Louise Jones. Welcome to my cottage here in Honeypot Hill. It's time for story time. And this is a story about Princess Poppy baking some really delicious cakes. I'm bored, said Poppy. There's nothing to do round here. Why don't you do some painting? Suggested Mum. I'm not in the mood for painting. No. Well, you could make some jewellery, suggested Mum. Honey and I did that just last night, so I don't really want to do that again, Mum. I have an idea, said Mum with a smile. What's that? Said Poppy. You could tidy your room. No way, said Poppy. I want to do something fun. I'm not doing that. No. Okay then, said Mum. I have one last idea. You could bake cakes. Yes, please, said Poppy. Yippee! I would love to do that. So Mum and Poppy went through to the kitchen and they measured out some butter and flour and sugar and milk. And they blended together some eggs with the sugar. Then they put the butter into that mixture and sieved some flour over the top and folded that in with a spoon. A little drop of milk. Perfect, said Poppy. Now we can put them in the cake tin, can't we? Yes, that is right, said Mum. Let's put them in the cup cases in each little well in the cupcake tin. They did that, pouring carefully to make sure there was an equal amount in each cake tin. Now it was time to put them in the oven. How long will they go in for, said Poppy. About 12 minutes, said Mum. We'll watch them become golden brown. I can't wait. I just can't wait because I'm really, really looking forward to decorating them because that's even better fun, isn't it, Mum? That's right, but we'll have to let them cool first, Poppy. Poppy looked in the oven door. Come on, cakes, hurry up. Finally, they were ready. Mum took them out and left them to cool. Poppy couldn't wait to start decorating. Do you think they're cool yet, Mum? Could I start? Could I start on the icing? Now they're cool, said Mum. We'll make some butter icing and some chocolate icing and some glassy icing. And then, said Poppy, we can add the sparkles and the crunches and those daisy flowers and all that stuff, can't we? Yes, said Mum. Once the icing's on, you can do whatever you please. Well, Poppy had great fun icing the cakes and decorating them. And then she decided, I'm going to invite Honey round now. We'll have a tea party in the tree house and she can try out my cakes. I think she's going to be really impressed. So Poppy and Honey had a wonderful time in the tree house with the cupcakes. Here's one of the cakes Poppy made. I'm just going to have a tiny little taste. Delicious, said Poppy. And that was the day that Poppy and Honey enjoyed a tea party with the homemade cakes. Well, I hope you will join me again here in my cottage in Honey Pot Hill for the next story time, but until then, bye for now.
I just love that story. What about you toys? And what about all of you at home? Did you enjoy that story too? I do like to bake cakes, but unfortunately, I don't think I could bake them as good as Princess Poppy. Hers were just so golden. And that cake baking story reminds me of the poem, Pat a cake, baker's man. Do you know it? Well, this is how it goes. Pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a B, and put it in the oven for baby and me. For baby and me, for baby and me. Put it in the oven for baby and me. Listen, why don't you sing along with me this time? Are you ready? And maybe try the actions too. Pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a B, and put it in the oven for baby and me. For baby and me, for baby and me. Put it in the oven for baby and me. That is just such a brilliant poem. See if you can get your friends to join in with you as well. And as for the cakes on the cake stand, they are just so beautifully decorated, aren't they? After Princess Poppy baked them, Janey Louise Jones helped her to decorate them at the Cake Cottage in Honey Pot Hill. Would you like to see how she did it? Well, I guess it's time to go back to Honey Pot Hill.
Welcome back to my kitchen. Do you remember earlier we made those lovely fairy cakes? Well, now we're going to learn about decorating them. There are 3 ways to do icing for cakes. One is this lovely butter icing, fluffy and creamy. The way to do that is to mix some icing sugar with some creamy butter and some cream cheese and also vanilla extract. Blend all these things together for some creamy buttery icing. That's my personal favourite. You might want to do a chocolate topping so that you have this kind of cake. Well, if you want to do that, just get some very nice chocolate and ask a grown-up to help you melt it and drizzle it on top for a delicious simple icing. Finally, you might want to do a traditional glassy icing, just like this, a traditional white icing. This is made very, very simply. All you need to do is use some icing sugar with a tiny drop of water, and that will give you this effect. Well, once you've done that, you might want to add a bit more detail to make them look absolutely mouth-watering, like little jewels. So to do that, you can buy some really lovely toppings at the supermarket. For example, some strawberry crunch fizzes. Those always go down well. Or perhaps some hundreds and thousands. I remember these from when I was a little girl and they're one of my favourites. You might want to drizzle some syrup on top of the butter icing. That works especially well. And you can also buy these edible flowers which look very nice on the glassy icing, like this. So those are all the choices that you have when it comes to decorating your cakes, and you can have great fun. And remember, they don't have to look perfect. It's you who creates them, and it's up to you how they look. So good luck with that. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you will join me again soon. Bye-bye for now.
For more ideas and tips on cooking and cake decoration, please go to the Princess Poppy website at www.princesspoppy.com. Happy baking.
Janey Louise Jones just makes it look so simple. Me? I can't wait to decorate cakes when I get home. Well guys, unfortunately, it's almost time to say goodbye. However, I think we have enough time to sing the pat a cake rhyme once more. Are you guys ready? Pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a B. And put it in the oven for baby and me. For baby and me, for baby and me. Put it in the oven for baby and me. How about we try it again, folks, but this time louder. Pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a B. And put it in the oven for baby and me. For baby and me, for baby and me. Put it in the oven for baby and me. Well, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today, children. However, don't worry, because you can join me again next week where we shall have a game of hide and seek with all of the toys. And also, Janey Louise Jones will have a story from Honeypot Hill. So until next time, from myself and the toys and everybody here at ECC TV, it's goodbye.